Good morning, my dear students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda, and this is Entrepreneurship 2. Today, we're going to have a short review about brand positioning strategies. Just in case you don't remember what that is, it's very important that we focus on this word, perception. This is like the main word we're using during this study, because perception is the way that you receive the information and how you interpret the information. And it's different from one person to the other. So when talking about perception, it's really connected to brand positioning strategy. To summarize, brand positioning strategy refers to how you are going to put a product or a name or a brand in people's head. So people will remember that. People will want, or people will believe that they need that product and obviously will want to buy it. All right, so that's like the introduction about strategies. Remember that according to the market, you decide what strategy to use. This is like one example I used in the beginning. It depends on the market. Volvo, for example, this brand of car, decide to focus the strategy on safety. Ferrari is focused about the strategy on speed. Lexus on luxury, and BMW on driving. It's easy, it's comfortable. All right, so this is only an example. And I'm going back a little bit to this, perception. Why I do this? Because I'm not saying that, for example, Volvo, it's only safe, but it's not fast. No, it's probably fast, it's probably easy and comfortable to drive, but Volvo decided to use the strategy on safety. That's it. And the same for all the brands. All right. Talking about other example, maybe let's talk about BMW. They decide to focus their strategy on driving. It's comfortable, it's easy. You relax while driving, so it's not stressful. Again, it's a luxury car too, right? When you see a BMW, you think like, it's a beautiful car. Of course it is. It's fast and it's safe, but the strategy they want to use was focused on driving. That's it. It's because the kind of market they wanted to focus the product. We are about to finish studying the 7 positioning strategies. We have studied 5. So today we're going to do a short review about the 5 first strategies. Here we have the 7 of them, and I'm going to continue with this short review. Number 1, it's about benefits, and I like this word basically. This strategy basically focuses upon the characteristics of the product or customer benefits. So what is good for you if you use this product, right? So maybe in the beginning, you don't want it or you don't pay too much attention, but once you know the benefits, someone tells you or you read or you see a picture or something like, wow, this is good for me, so you get it. That's the benefits you receive when talking about this product. So you want it, you buy it. That's strategy number 1. And maybe I can say that probably is the most used strategy. This one and maybe price and another one, all right? But let's continue. These were some examples that I used to explain when talking about the benefits, right? we talk about when we import products, usually here in Ecuador, when you import something from other country, usually from United States or Europe, we think that it's going to last longer, it's good quality. That's the perception we have about those products. So that's a way that people use to sell the products. They say, oh, it's American quality, so you want it. All right? One more time, the word perception. When talking about Harley Davidson, this brand of motorcycles or bikes, they use this strategy focused on riders, people that travel on these big, strong motorcycles, long distances. So you see a bunch of bikers riding their motorcycles, traveling around the country, stopping once in a while, because that's the way they want to show the product, that you can ride this motorcycle for a long time. So they're focusing on the benefits of durability, long distance traveling. All right, and in the commercial that we watched about Crest, we saw these heroes fighting cavities. So that's what they wanted to show you, the benefits you receive if you use Crest, this brand. You are not going to have cavities on your teeth. And like this, we have thousands and thousands of examples and products in the market. This is only examples to explain better how benefits or the strategy focus on benefits work. Strategy number 2 is pretty common. It's very, very common, especially here in Ecuador. We pay attention a lot in the price. I like it a lot because when we talk about price, usually we don't pay too much attention on quality, but it's extremely important that we find a balance. Here we have this expression in Spanish, right? Like when you want to buy something, you want like the 3 B's. I want something bueno, bonito, y barato, right? Have you ever heard this in your house? Well, I have, and I can't tell that I have heard this like thousands of times. All right, so it's the same in any language. This is just an expression that we use a lot in Spanish, but it's true. It's true. It's really hard to find something like that, but it exists. So it's important that you decide what you really want. You want something good, you want something cheap, or something fast. The 3 things together are not possible. Not possible, because if you want something good and fast, it's expensive. If you want something fast and cheap, it's low quality. If you want something good and cheap, it's low. All right, so hopefully, if you're smart, if you pay attention, if you decide what you really want, you're going to find a good balance between price and value. My favorite part about this strategy is the psychology of prices. If you haven't seen the video I sent in the class a few weeks ago, you still can do it on this link. You are going to see 5 strategies about prices, how the sellers or producers use numbers and prices and representations of prices to try to sell more. All right, and oops, you had this homework, and congratulations, I was checking on them. You did really good homework, where you had to paste to look for different types of prices, representations of prices, and how visually they work for you. Like the meaning of this $9.97 or $9.99, or without a comma, like this one here on the left, or the discount, things like that, right? Oh, the size of the price too, like if it's big or if it's small. Do you remember that? If you don't remember, don't worry, you can come back to this presentation and click here on this link. This is going to be in your Educai. All right. Okay, strategies number 3 and 4. Use or application and process. I remember I did this together in one class because they were like short strategies. When we talk about use or application, it's like how you can use a product in a different way. Like here we have 2 types of coffee. I don't know if you have ever heard or seen that the green tab in coffee usually is the caffeine. So it's weird, I know, because it's coffee with no coffee, right? Anyway, so the thing is that it doesn't have like a big concentration of caffeine. So it's going to keep you the same mood. Different than the red tab, like this one here on the left. Well, this one doesn't have a top, but you can see here in the picture it's red. The thing is that this one is going to keep you awake. It's going to give you energy and it's going to keep you attentive. All right, so that's the difference. It's a different use of coffee. What about this? Do you remember this? And I explained like 20, 30 years ago, maybe 30 years ago already. The main and only use of cell phones was phones, that's it. Calls, that's it. Receive and make calls, no more than that. But now you do everything but calls, right? You take pictures, you have classes, you draw, you write documents, you play, everything except calls. Once in a while you have calls. Well, that's a different use of the product. They change the product, they make it grow. They put more options on it. So now it's not only a phone, it's not only a cell phone, it's everything in one only device. Okay, and well, this is the other strategy, process. When we talk about process, it's very important that we remember this word here, association with users. So when you see in a commercial, in a billboard, or in the street, everywhere, like a famous person or someone that you know, and this person shows you the product, makes you feel, or they want you to feel, that you're going to look like that person, you're going to feel like that person. It's mostly about the model. And I show you this commercial, the link is right here. It was about a perfume. So if you use that perfume, you're going to feel free and fresh, like this famous actor here. All right. I also showed you this commercial about the little girl calling to Johnson & Johnson, and the commercial was in Spanish, but it was really, really popular in those days. I think it was in the 80s, if I'm not wrong. So she was like, oh, the adults are using my shampoo. Because in the beginning, the Johnson & Johnson chamomile shampoo was made only for children. But the idea of this commercial is to show people that not only children could use that shampoo, but also adults with delicate hairs, or maybe with some allergies, or, you know, people that prefer to use something more soft, something softer for their hairs. So it's a different type of commercial that show you how to use a product. So this is the commercial about a little girl. I hope that you talk to your parents about this. If you show them the video, they probably will remember this commercial because it's was really, really popular in those days. especially because of the voice of the little girl. And that's the connection that people had with her. Remember that this strategy is the connection with the model. In this case, it was the little girl. So people felt connected with her, like, oh, okay, I want that shampoo too. And finally, we have the strategy number 5. Remember that this is only a review, all right? All this information is already in Educai, so you can download your information, you can save the link, everything you need to study and to check later, all right? So strategy number 5 is positioning strategy based on product class. Product class. Well, I'm going to read this one more time because it's very important that we pay attention on the, especially on the example. In some product class, we have to make sure critical positioning decisions, that's very important. For example, freeze-dried coffee needed to position itself with respect to regular and instant coffee, and similarly, in case of dried milk, makers came out with instant breakfast positioning as a breakfast substitute and virtually identical product positioned as a dietary meal substitute. In other words, you are used to consume one product and suddenly someone is telling you, oh, you can replace that for this one. And you're like, what? Like, I'm used to drink milk. How can I eat milk? Right? So you have liquid milk directly from the cow, and suddenly someone is like, no, I have like powder, or, you know, you eat milk, you don't drink milk. So it's like moving the floor, and people, sometimes it's shocking, especially if you are so used to a product, or if you are a traditional consumer, if you come from a family of traditions, it's really, really hard. And I'm going to tell you an example about Ecuadorian food. I'm pretty sure that you know this dish, fanesca. Do you know what fanesca is? Okay. In case you don't know, fanesca is like a soup. It's a mix of beans, right? All kind of beans. The thing is that here, to make it, you have to cook beans in different pots, so you don't mix them all because they cook in different times and etc. So there is like secrets to do that. Well, so last year I had the opportunity to make it myself, and guess what I did? I went to the supermarket and I bought these Facundo beans, all kind of beans, black, white, red, kidney, corn, everything I needed. Yes, Facundo in cans. Went back home and I did my fanesca, and it was delicious. It was really good. So my mom was like shocked. She was like, no, because it's not the same flavor, because you have to cook the beans yourself in different pots. And I was like, it's my fanesca. I do it the way I want. Thank you very much. Everybody loved it. And I was really proud of what I did. That's the thing. I was replacing the traditional cooking or the traditional beans by canned beans. It's what happened with the examples that I gave you in the last class with the milk. One more time, I like this word, basically. When we are talking about class or strategy based in product class, it is trying to position a product that could replace, and I put it here in red and mark in yellow because this is like the most important word in this strategy. It is trying to position a product that could replace another one by its characteristics. And I hope that you remember this picture about coffee, right? When you go and order a coffee, you probably order like, okay, I want like a half cream milk or no lactose or something like that, right? Well, it's because you can choose the type of milk you want. And you have a lot of kinds of coffees and include different, according to the amount of milk and how you make it, you have all these names. But I'm going to focus more on this commercial. So he is holding the traditional milk. And here in the other commercial, I'm showing you milk powder. So this one you can drink and this one you can eat. But if you mix this one with water, you can drink. In both cases, we're talking about milk. We have milk here, we have milk here, right? Traditional liquid milk. And this is the product that is using the strategy by class. This one here, because it's trying to replace in the traditional milk by milk powder. All right, and because it's trying to replace in a product, it's trying to use the place of the traditional product, it's going to focus on the same characteristics of milk. Ingredients, love, care, daily life, family, children, health, all kind of beautiful things that can be connected to milk, breakfast, your life, etc. All right, so this was the review of the 5 first strategies when you want to position a product into the market. We are about to finish these strategies. I really hope that you enjoy these classes. I like it. I enjoy them a lot. In my personal case, every time that I go shopping, well, not every time, but once in a while, I pay attention to the price, to the, even in the position of the products in the supermarket, the presentation of the product, and things like that, right? Because it's really interesting how they are trying to sell you something, and sometimes we don't even know what they are doing behind that. So there is a whole strategy or combination of strategies behind that for you just to take it from the supermarket to your house. All right? Okay, I hope that you are learning a lot, that you are enjoying this class. Please stay home, stay safe, okay? Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.